Welcome, family. So thank you for joining me here at the table. Going to be going through a full playthrough solo using the Thunderstone Quest's Barricade mode solo playthrough. This will be for the Enemies Among Us latest big box expansion, which includes chapter 10 and chapter 11. On this occasion we're playing through chapter 10's The Darkness Rising, and it's the second scenario, Temptation Comes. So join me at the table and I'll meet you back here for some afterthoughts. Hey family, so we are now playing the second scenario called Temptation Comes. Okay, so what is the storyline for us? Let's have a look. As the mass of bats descends from the sky once again, you lash out to strike one down, only to catch a claw from another to your right eye, causing you to pull back and drop the sword altogether. You turn to shield your face, feeling the creatures batter you back as their calls echo in your ears. Desperate to hold your ground, you feel a fire well up from deep in your gut as a primal roar erupts from your mouth. You lash out with a hand, catching one of the beast's wings before grasping the other and tearing the creature in two. Your vision turns to red with the spray of blood, and your mind focuses only onto survival. You clutch at the bats with your hands over and over again in a raging fury. After a few moments, the swarm flies off, but your mind still races, readying you for an attack that never comes. As you stand there breathing rapidly, a woman screams in front of you. Through the haze of battle, you see the villagers' face staring at you in abject horror. As you try to steady your heartbeat pounding in your chest, you look down to see your blood-stained hands now covered in dark, matted fur, fingers extending to pointed claws. You recoil from yourself, unsure what to think. This can't be real. What's happened to me? You turn to run from the street, only to be met by another enemy. Your blood starts to boil again. Your urge to lash out, rising once more until the figure reaches out to grasp your wrist with both hands, holding you fast and chanting very slow. As he speaks, you feel a rush of calm wash over you, your vision clearing and your chest slowing until you collapse in the man's arms, hearing his chants echo in your mind. After a moment, you rise again to shake off the haze to find Mirak, one of the hermits who lives in the southern hills, standing before you. "Just breathe, champion," he says calmly. "You nearly lost yourself." "How?" you breathe. "I must have been dreaming some—" "It was no dream, I promise you. This realm is filled with a dark energy. I can feel it whispering to us all, drawing out our inner beasts. If you aren't careful, we might all be lost to its call." "Where is it coming from?" "I think that's a pretty safe bet," Lisette asks, walking up from behind. You turn to see her pointing over the watchtower in the centre of the keep to a castle rising up into the dark sky behind it. Like so many other things, it's clearly a part of Ebonwood, not Thunderstone Keep. Your only hope for tomorrow is to follow the call, champion. Just be careful not to lose yourself along the way. And so here we are. I have chosen my figure. I'm all set, ready to go. I have an empty discard pile. I have cards to draw from. These have been shuffled. And we have set up the village, ready to go. my various heroes to choose from, treasures available in the arcane shop, count currently hidden away in the deepest, darkest depths of the dungeon, but has already summoned various swarm members to come and face us, and we have the new corruption cards to filter through as we play through Thunderstone Quest Barricades mode. This is a new mode introduced. I've already done one playthrough, so please feel free to check that out. I am checking out a new microphone today, so hoping that the sound will be better this time around. What do we have to start? We have an adventurer to be armed with a dagger, handy, another adventurer and another adventurer, and we have Joba and resetting Joba allowing us to level up, and resetting allowing us to reroll a dice. So I have moved my dice pool over to this side of the table on this occasion. So facing off the Count Leander's Mortis lair, we're currently at threat level 1 being the first round, so we will roll 1 of the die and it's an instant wound. Okay, so swings and roundabouts this one. So the good point is we get a wound, and why that's a good point is because there are the Thunderstone items in our deck which enable us to draw additional cards providing we have a wound. So that is of benefit to us, and of course it doesn't reduce our hand limit with just the one wound. So we are going to take a village action first, then moving on to the dungeon action. So we'll reveal our hand, which is what we've done here, and in any order may use village abilities, may buy a card, may heal a wound, may level up to 1 hero, destroying it. So we don't want to be leveling up heroes and doing ourselves away with what we've got to fight with, because we have our giant rat available up there. So that's where we're intending to go. We haven't had to draw anything out of the bag that's going to attack the village, so that's good. So this is an opportunity for us to level up 2 of our 6 adventurers, which is a great opportunity. And if we buy something, we could get rid of this, but we potentially need this. So the rat is of 4 energy, hit points to kill, and we have got 4. So if we do buy something, we could scrap this. The advantage of not scrapping it means if wielded by a 0, we get to draw an additional card, but actually we don't need that benefit right now. We've got everything we need, so let's keep the cards in our deck as they are. And what have we got gold wise? So we've got 1, 3 is 4, and 2 is 6. So we've got 6 gold. We've got a whole bunch of new items, new things that we can buy from. Just as a reminder, obviously here is the cost for anything in the bottom right hand corner of these cards. I tend to stack them in order of the cost, just makes them simpler to identify, so when you know how much you have to spend, you can quickly find what it is that you're after. So on this occasion we have got the whip and the pitchfork items, along with a bow of the beast, requiring level 3 and level 4 skills. So we definitely have to have a hero. So let's have a quick look at our heroes that we're going to be leveling up to. Interesting. So we have our cleric human over here with a level 4 skill, but he only does 1 damage, so he would definitely benefit from having items to aid him. We have Kaya Winters, human fighter wizard, slightly lower skill at level 3, but could potentially still use the pitchfork. If wielded, monsters deal 1 less wound this turn, because obviously you keep them at arm's length. We have Mirak Elaskas, less skill but doing 2 points of damage, with the additional benefit being a cleric rogue gets to deal wounds or gain a light when going to the dungeon, and after battle may discard any one corruption. So that's quite handy. And then Ursulet, 1 magic damage, only has 1 skill. Elf Wizard Hero, +1 magic damage if you have an arcane or chaos symbol. Now, just as a reminder, I am playing pure solo. I'm not playing double-handed here. Now, officially the rules are you would halve what is in the village available to buy in terms of the items and spells, etc., as well as the heroes available to select from. I generally fall into the aptitude of only selecting from half anyway, but I like to have the full selection out, and it gives you, the viewers, an idea of what are going to be available in this particular scenario a temptation comes. And we have a quick look over here at the dungeon that we've got. So our level 1 fighters are bats. We've already heard them in the storyline. We have some villagers. We've heard about those in the storyline. And then we have a bunch of were creatures, which have also already been indicated in the storyline. As the leader of the party, we are part of the Night Stalker playing under Barricades mode. So we have these abilities to level up when we defeat a level 1 monster or better. And just as a reminder, the rat is a level 0 monster. And we also have over here the healer's order. So when you defeat a level 1 or higher monster which gives a wound, if you have a cleric, then the monster is worth an extra experience point, which we can use to further level up our heroes or to spend on our divinity over here. Okay, so what are we after? So it sounds like we're probably after cleric with a lot of skill, which is good, and we're going to be going for items that can use that level of skill. So with the weapon, when you go to the dungeon, you get an extra attack equal to the wielding hero's level. If it's wielded by a cleric, you get -1 experience from the monster this turn. Okay, bit of a double-edged whip. Or we have the magic item 6, which I can afford on this occasion, 6 gold. The Bow of the Beast requires 4 skill, gives 2 magic damage. Could definitely be useful, particularly when you come down to those lycanthropes. Might see a bit more magic going through those. So unless a rogue with a level 5 skill wields this, you have 1 less hit point. So that comes into play at the end of the turn when you draw your hand back up. But you do gain +2 against beasts, vermin, lycanthropes, and undead. So bats are vermin, and of course I already mentioned we're going to have the lycanthropes, the were creatures, in the middle. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty hefty item. Skill level 5 rogue. So we have got the option here of Mirak Elaskas being a cleric rogue, as well as Khan Wulfric also being a cleric. I suspect we're going to see some interesting variations as we level up these heroes, but let's have a look, shall we? So I'm going to grab this, which will go into my discard pile. So that is my 6 gold. I'm going to destroy my dagger, because I will be getting rid of some of my heroes, my adventurers, and leveling them up as we go. And level up 1 hero spoils from Jobber, paying the costs, but if they're level 0, pay 0 costs. So that's what we will be enacting on this occasion. So got those. We're going to go, and so I'm going to send our it off over here. So I can draw a card, give borrow a card, I can buy a gear token, but I spent all my money. I could hear up, which I don't need. And I don't have the gold for that. Okay. So yeah, not much beyond that to do in the village. I could heal that wound, but as I mentioned, next turn I'm going to get the Thunderstone item, so I'm not going to. I'm going to purposefully leave that there. So I'm going to take on the giant rat. So it says the spoils of the giant rat, so he needs 4 hit points to kill. So we have an attack. We have 3 adventurers, so 1, 2, 3 points of damage, plus reset him, because we've not used her to use a reroll. So we'll have +1 there, so that gives us 4 damage. So with the rats taking 4 points of damage, they are dead. The spoils of which mean I get to level up as level 0 hero, paying 0 experience. So we will get rid of one of these. They are removed from the game. And I will level up to a Khan Wulfric, level 1. And I will also then enact Jobber to enact his spoils, leveling up another hero, level 0 for free. So that's another adventurer gone from my deck. And I will get a Marak Elaskas, because it has the rogue ability, which suits well with the bow of the beast that I acquired earlier. So that's it, that's 2 gone. Those are gone, so these go back into my discard pile. And we will move on the counter. So we are still rolling 1 die at the end of the turn. And we will now draw up 6 cards. In fact, I don't need to count them because there are only 6. So we have another adventurer. We have the Thunderstone Staff. Another adventurer, which can be armed with a dagger. The other Thunderstone Staff. And another adventurer. So we've got a whole bunch of adventurers again, so that's good, because we're still drawing 6 cards this turn, so we can arm that adventurer. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. So depending on what happens with the die over here, this may well be a worthwhile to go and visit that rat again. So what do we get? It is +1, draw a card. And I will draw an extra card. And it is Marak Elaskas. So, joining the fray again. Because I drew an extra card, I don't have to protect the village from an onslaught of any particular bad guys. I have plenty to be going to kill the rat again once more. I don't have any experience, and I don't have the ability to upgrade any of my adventurers beyond going and visiting the rat again. I'm going to focus on leveling up. So there's plenty of options, but I'm going to go for the leveling up option. So we're going to go and buy another bow of the beasts. Now it's a bit of a bet here because we're edging on the fact that we need this additional skill, which we have from Khan Wulfric. We do not have from Marak. So we do need to bear that in mind. And we're going to trash the dagger, because I'm not interested in that. And we're going to go and visit again the rat. So we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage. The rat takes 4. Going to the dungeon. If you have a wound, draw 1 card. So we have 2 of these. We've got to draw 2 cards. We have Jobber, which is fantastic because we get to level up an additional hero. So that is absolutely superb. And we have another adventurer, which is fine. It's throw away. So we've got plenty of damage. Not an issue at all there. We get the benefit of the additional spoils. So let's go ahead and trash an adventurer. And we'll get another Khan Wulfric. And we will trash another adventurer. And we will get another Marak Elaskas. So we'll go to the discard pile. So that is the end of that turn. And we're going to shuffle these back in. And the round counter moves on. End of turn, we have 1 wound. We have drawing 6. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What have we got? So we have a Wulfric, so Khan Wulfric with a bow. So that's nice, that's tasty. We have resetting, so we can do a dice reroll. We have a Thunderstone, so that gives us an extra card draw. And so here's interesting. So we have, if we don't use this for a reroll, resetting. If we don't use resetting for a reroll, then she is around to give an extra 1 point of damage, but also an extra 2 skill to my adventurer, enabling my adventurer to be able to handle the bow of the beast. So unless with a rogue you get -1 hit point, so that's the only thing you need to be aware of, is that neither the adventurer nor Wulfric are rogues. So we will be down to a 5-card draw at the end of this turn. So just need to bear that in mind. So let's go over here and see what Count Leander Mortis is going to throw at us in this round. And it's 2 monsters coming from the dungeon to come and attack the village. So we want to defend the village. Let's grab my hero back. Now then. So I will need to defeat either ideally a level 2 monster, which in this case are villagers, or even better, a level 3 monster, if at all possible. Now level 3 is obviously much harder to defeat, but I have got one of my heroes with 1 attack, +2 magic damage, so that's 3, plus resetting, adding another attack to make it 4, with an adventurer for 5, add another bow of the beast for 7. And if I'm facing off against vermin or lycanthropes, which of course level 3 are in this game, I get an additional +2 for each of these. Now then, what did I say it was? 7? Yeah, so I'd get an additional +4, so that's 11 points that I can deliver in this round. Taking out this baker. Of course, going to get bread for a baker. Did 1 wound, get me 4 experience, so I can potentially level up. Well, no, not potentially, I can level up, and I get the extra experience from a cleric ability, and I get the Night Stalker 1st level lycanthropes. Gain an extra point of damage moving forward, so that's good. So, just thinking about what to do. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to buy a lantern, because clearly we're going to need lots of light. So I go in my box. I'm going to go to the dungeon. So at the point I enter the dungeon is when Thunderstone Staff activates, and I get to draw another card, and it's an adventurer. Okay. So I think upgrading Wulfric would be definitely a better idea. So let's have a look. So we're going to move into here, and there's no alerts, so I can ignore that room, and I can move into the Great Hall, where I find and encounter the baker. So if I have a corruption, I may not move through this room. So I don't have a corruption, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to attack the baker. So let's have a look at the baker. So the baker says she's going to deal me 1 wound. An option, I don't have any way to do it. Okay, that's fine. So I gained an additional wound, which is pretty poor for next round. Never mind. Okay, so that's the wound taken care of. I'm going to gain 4 experience points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And an iron ration. Put that in my crate. And this room also gives me a lantern. Base treasure, so I will take that as well. Okay, so that was the alert. So she is dealt with. So I had basically just had 7 to defeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna have to do it, aren't I? 7. Okay, and then I'll get a reduction in my hit points at the end of the round as a result. It is what it is. Okay, so defeated. So what I do is I slide them under here, face up, so I know that that's been dealt with, and reveal the next person. Doomsayer. And for spoils, I may buy 1 ally item or spell from the village for 1 less money. So that's quite cool. That's quite nice. Like that. I'm going to buy, do you know what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go for that weird and wacky spell. And apologies everyone, because it means I'm going to be sifting my deck a lot. But it'll give me lots of damage if that's the only spell that I buy, which I'll try and remember that will be the only spell that I buy. I have XP to spend. Now then, when you defeat a monster at level 1 or higher, and it causes you a wound, you have a cleric, which I do, I get an extra experience. So let's claim that. And then I can enact my bit over here. So rank 0 costs me nothing. So I will claim that now. Okay. And I get +1 damage against lycanthropes and undead. Your lycanthrope and undead heroes gain +1 attack. Sorry, not +1 damage. Okay, so I don't have any of those right now. I'll tell you what it is. Now then, I can. No, I'd need to. Okay. Maybe I should have gone to the guild's quarters. And when the guild's quarters, you can level up as a spoil, which I didn't do. Okay, so that's fine. I can't level up any of these folks, and I have to remember, unless it's rogue with +5 skill, then -1, 2 hit points. So 2 hit points. Oh, I'm going to be drawing 4 cards this turn. That was not great. Okay. Never mind, it is what it is. And I didn't get to upgrade anything at all. That was definitely a mistake on my part. So 4 cards. A Wulfric, 1. A Lasgas, 2. Thunderstone Staff, that's good. And Jobber. Upgrade. So 4 cards drawn. Let's see. Let's move this on. And now we're rolling 2 dice. So let's roll. We have a red and a purple. So the purple says you may discard 1 corruption. If you do not, add a monster. Well, I don't have any corruption at the moment, so I guess I'm adding a monster. And the red says reduce the skill of 1 hero to 0 if you do not add 2 monsters. If you have 3 light, add 1 monster instead. Do I have 3 light? Not really. I mean, I could spend that light, but I really don't want to. Grr. Okay. Sap. Strength. I could produce a hero. A hero. That's not a hero, so it's got to be one of those. I mean, he's only got 2 anyway, so that's fine. We'll reduce his skill to 2. He's not going to be wielding anything, so that's fine. If you do not, so I can ignore that die. So I've got 1 wee beastie coming from the dungeon this turn, so I need to consider at least defeating a level 1. What do I have to do that with? So I will get to draw a card. I can get to level up. Level up 1, hero paying the normal costs. If there's 0, pay 0 instead. Of course, all my 0 adventures are now in there. Never mind. I will get to draw a card. So I get Warfric does 1, Mirak does 2, so that's 3 points of damage. When I go to the dungeon, I can heal a wound. When I go to the dungeon, I can heal a wound. Okay. When I visit the village, I can naturally heal a wound anyway. Yeah. Heal a wound when you visit the village. Could visit the temple to heal 2 wounds, but I have a bunch of clerics, so there is no need. Okay, so I've got 5 gold to spend. I'm not interested in buying anything worth 5 gold. I have got experience to use, however, and I am interested in using that experience. So, let's go and visit the guild's quarter, because that would enable me to upgrade one of my heroes as a spoil. Okay, so I'm deferring upgrading whilst in the village, because that would mean I discard that card now and I lose access to that hero for this gameplay, and I do not want that. So, need to defeat a level 1. Now at the moment I'm doing 3 points of damage. I will have the ability to draw an extra card. I've got 2 light, but only 3 points of damage, which is not great. Not great. Okay. So, really depends on the dice roll on the bats. I don't like the idea of gaining a festering wound. That will just clog up my deck. Unless I have a corruption, I may buy a gear token for an additional 1. So that's useful as well. Unless you have 3 corruption in your hand, gain a corruption. So that'll be the first corruption we gain this game if I go there and hopefully draw something that's going to enable me to do more damage this round. I can't remember what our last card is. Have you been counting? I have not. Okay, we're in the village. Let's get rid of a wound. Pesky wounds. And we're going to go to this. Okay, so that's bods. Don't worry about that till after. We are fighting the level 1 vampire bat. Okay, so has swarm. So I'm going to roll a d6. 6. That is not good, man. What do I get? It's another 2 points of damage. Which is not enough. It's not enough. So the monster actually just goes back. It's just not defeated. So I didn't get any of the rewards. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that's helpful. Can you believe it's 1 point under? 1 point! Oh! Okay. So, wasted turn. And all these go back. Didn't get to do spoils. Darn it. Okay. So, what have we got? So, get rid of that. This moves on. We're on round 5. We're rolling 2 dice. What is he throwing? So I get to draw an extra card. So that's a bonus. Nice. And a blue. What does a blue do? A blue does here. You may discard 1 corruption. If you do not, add a monster. I do not have a corruption. This becomes a monster which requires defeating. So I put that on the tray. Monster side up. And what did we draw this round? So Thunderstone Staff has maintained 1 wound, so we get to draw an extra card when we go to the dungeon. We have our 2 Bows of the Beast. We have Khan Wurfrik, who can arm one of those Bows of the Beast. We have Bree Setim, who gives us the ability to reroll a die. And we have 2 of my Piggly Wiggly Adventurers. Oh, winner's got 'em, hey? Okay. So this will enable us to draw an extra card when we go to the dungeon. I've managed to arm 1 of my Bows of the Beast. I can arm a second Bow of the Beast on the basis that Bree can add skill, but it will again reduce my hit points. So there it is. Right. Okay, so that's how that works. Again, I'm going to try and upgrade and use some of my experience that I've gained here. I want to be able to use that to boost my heroes if at all possible. I need to defeat at least level 1, but I have an absolute buttload of damage that I'm dealing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage, which becomes 11, or 8 points of damage, which becomes 11 if I'm using, if I'm up against, so it becomes 12 against lycanthropes or vampires. I really want to get down to level 3, but I don't quite have enough light. Boo! To upgrade my clerics is what I need to do. Okay. You know what? It is what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead. We've done the thing over there. I don't get any gold from him. I do get gold from that. So this round we're on 5, 6, 7 gold. Can buy something else. Do I want to buy something else? I'm thinking that cat might really be useful. Oddly enough, I'm going to buy myself a cat for 6. Okay, so we're then going to go and venture into the dungeon. As I venture into the dungeon, I get to activate my Thunderstone staff and draw a hero. Okay, so Dance of the Devil. Discard cards from your deck equal to corruption plus 3. Okay, so I have no corruption, so I'm guessing I add 3. So I'm going to discard 3 cards from my deck. I get +1 for each magic attack from each hero, +1 normal attack for each weapon, and I take a wound for each spell when I don't have any other spells, so that's good. So let's have a look. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. So there's a hero. It's an item and I don't get anything for that. And there's an ally, so I don't get anything for that. So they'll get discarded. So I drew 1 hero, because that's not a weapon, is it? It's an item. Yeah, okay. So I drew 1 hero, which gives me +1 magic. So I'm on 2 magic. Okay, so let's go again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I don't use the second one of those, 8 or 10 points, I can definitely defeat that blinking bat. Absolutely defeat that bat this turn. What else can I do? If you have a corruption, you may not move through this room. Okay, well, I don't have a corruption, so I can bypass him, but I don't. Do I have the light? Because I really want to get down to these level 3s. They're going to give me more experience, although that's the same experience as that, but they'll give me 2 treasures, which is absolute brilliant if I can get down there. So I can bypass this. I need 1 light, and that doesn't give me 1 light. That gives me 1 light. And then I need 2 more lights. Is it worth spending 2 light to get down here, knowing I'm also going to need light when I come into the lair later on? Let's go to the shallow graves. The highest hero is -3 skill unless you have a corruption. May cause, that's fine. I've got a weapon with no. Oh no, it's a hero. The highest. That's fine. He's not got a weapon. So yes, we could do that. Let's do it. I think it's going to be worth it for the treasure. So we are going to spend 2 lanterns for 2 lights, and the +1 light here. So we're going down here for 1 light, bypass the bats, bypass the doomsaw, and we are in a werefish situation. We've got to fight the werefish. So let us leave our hero there and bring the werefish over here and see what we're up against. So it's going to deal me 2 wounds. That's the first thing it's going to do. So let's go and get those 2 wounds. I'm going to be crippled next turn. Never mind, never mind. It'll be worth it for the treasure. Stink of the treasure. Okay, need to do 10 points of damage. It's got armour as well as hit points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this gives me +2. I'm only going to arm one of these and not the other. Okay, so that gives me 10, which is what I need to defeat it. I haven't got any boosts or anything like that. I will get an extra XP for that as well though, so that's nice. So I take the 2 wounds. I'm going to take 5 experience. So I'm going to use the black as 5 experience points. In fact, no, I'm going to use the white as 5 experience points. Because of these shallow graves, I also get an additional experience point. So I'm going to add that now whilst I remember. And also my healer's order also deals me an additional experience point. So that's grand. And then I get to draw a treasure card. So let's have a look. What did I get? I got a treasure cache, and then also the room itself enables me to draw a treasure card. So the other one is another treasure cache. So I get 2 experience and heal a wound, 2 experience and heal a wound. Very nice. So I heal 2 wounds, which is great, and another 4 experience. I'm going to get another one of those whites and chuck a 1. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to just shuffle those treasure items back in again. But that is defeated. So that goes underneath face up. And as it says in the shallow grave, when you refill this, you do so face down and turn the room's monsters face up before a battle here. If it is not defeated, put it at the bottom of its deck. Man, that's crazy. I'll never know what's in there. Okay, so this guy comes out of the dungeon after battle. Place your champion. Well, it says in a level 2 room. In fact, so we can put it in a level 2 room. That's unlikely. I'm going to stay there. Now then, I activated the Guild's Quarter ability, which means I can spend some of my wonderful, glorious XP. So let's upgrade my proper hero. So he's going to go. I'm going to put him face down under here. And I get to upgrade him to a level 2. So let's just have a search. So level 2. Okay, so level 2 means he's now a lycanthrope. So he's started to turn. I get +1 for each corruption, +1 of damage for each corruption. When I go to the village or the dungeon, heal 1 wound. If the wound is a card, I may heal 1 additional wound. Oh, that's quite nice. 3 skills. He's lost a skill, but he's now doing more attack. Okay. So it swings around about, but that's fine. Still no light. Still no light. Reroll of dice. Didn't need to use that. Okay. So that is all done. And because I defeated a level 1 monster or higher and dealt a wound, I can also now spend 1 experience point to gain an additional rank over here. So if I roll a wound, then I also get to resolve my special ability, which is gain or discard a corruption. Groovy. So we are moving on to the next round. Next round, that says 5 cards. So I'm going to reveal my hand. Hey, my level 2's just come out. That's nice. As well as my light bringers. And we're rolling 2 dice. What have we got? Draw a card and a cocked dice. A wound. Okay. Sorry, that was a bit loud. Okay, that's fine. I'll take a wound because I haven't yet gone into the village or anything like that, so that's fine. I'll be able to heal that in a mo. So that's that dealt with, and I get to draw an extra card. So let's go ahead, and it's an adventurer. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here and enable me to level up a hero. Is it worth taking the risk coming down here? I have the light for it. Right. I'll tell you what, let's go to the dungeon first. I will draw a card and see what do we get. Bree. Okay, not great. Not great. Once per turn you can reroll a die. Not great. It's +1 damage. +1 damage. The farmer. Now the farmer has 7 physical hit points. Gets +1 armour. Should deal 3 wounds, give you 4 experience, and give me a loaf of bread. Cheers for that. Okay, if I have corruption, may not move through, but I don't have to worry about that because I'm stopping there anyway, and I get the perk of levelling up. So, let's stop in the pens and bring the farmer over here to check it out. So, what am I doing? I'm doing 3. So 3 points of damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage, which is absolutely enough. 8 required because of the +1 for armour. So start out 3. Do you know what? I needed 1 light, and I'm going to heal those 2 wounds. Apologies, should have done that because I'm going to gain 3 wounds from smacking the farmer. I'll gain 4 experience. Again, I'll gain a white one for 5. Chuck a grey. I'll gain an additional experience for my clerical thing, level 1 or higher creature. And I gain a loaf of bread. Iron ration. So that will go into my crate. Okay, nothing else there to be gained. So that is the farmer defeated. And we will draw instead in place a grave digger. Okay. So now we get to enact. I can level up a lycanthropy hero for an extra experience. So level 2 would cost me 2 for the level +1. Sorry, 2 for the level, +2 to level up, +1 because of the room. So it cost me 5 to level up my Khan Wulfric. So we'll go ahead, level up. Now we want the level 3 Khan Wulfric. That's what that is. So level 3 has 5 points of damage. Man, he's getting hairier now. 3 skill. +1 for damage for each corruption that I have. I go to the village, have the same ability. He's now bearing light, which is handy. Okay, so that's the first level up. I will enact my jobber to level up my level 0 for nothing, and I will level up to an Elascus, and I will level up one of my Elascus, which is level 1. Paying the experience cost, which is 3. Level Lascus up. Whoops, making a mess. So level 2. So let's have a look. What does level 2 Elascus grant me? So +2 skill for wielding blunt weapons. Okay, I don't think the bow is a blunt weapon. Doesn't say it, so I'm guessing not. In the dungeon, heal 1 wound, gain 1 light, same as before. And after battle, discard 1 or 2 corruptions. Nice. Okay. So, and that's it for leveling up. That's everything done. I enacted my healer's order. but I want to also enact this. If I defeated a level 1 or higher baddie that dealt a wound, so now when I go to the village I can discard or lend to another player a corruption to heal one wound. All very useful. Okay, anyway, moving on. We're now going to be on 3 dice. The lair is coming ever closer to being revealed. And we are drawing 5 cards this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 5 cards. Got the spell. Enter the black cat and the level 1 Khan Wolfric. Okay. And we're rolling 3 dice. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's not good. 2 monsters, an instant wound, and a benefit. Now then, the benefit says once per turn I can gain or discard 1 corruption. Do I want to gain a corruption? I think corruption's a bad thing, surely. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and of course I'll need to shuffle. They're 2 weapons. That doesn't give me any. Oh no, weapon. Each weapon discarded +1 normal attack. So I'm dealing an extra 3 points of damage this round. 2 normal damage and 1 magical damage to whatever I'm dealing with. I've got to deal with a level 2 monster at least. I don't have any heroes that are lycanthropes or undead, so I don't really get the benefit of taking on this this new baddie that's appeared in the pens. Because of my cat, I do get an extra light, so I have got 2 lights. I don't have any more light that's become available that I bought, so I could go to the bazaar. I've got 5 gold to spend. 2 for the cat, 2 for the Thunderstone, 1 for the dance with the devil. So I could go to the bazaar and spend 3 to buy a light. I'm certainly not going to buy anything else. So yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be worthwhile. On the other hand, I could level up. I've got a pleb still to get rid of, and I have a level 1 Wolfric who would benefit from leveling up. So let's come over here. I am going to have to draw an extra card. Okay, so what have we got? I mean, we're doing a healthy amount of damage. Well, healthy for us, not so healthy for the baddies. Healthy amount of damage. What are we doing? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 4 is 7 points of damage. We're delivering 7 points of damage. I mean, that would definitely defeat a bat, which means we'd get 1 token put on the village, depending on what else comes out. So yeah, let's go here, and we'll hopefully get to level up something again in the guild's quarter. And we're going to visit the dungeon, and we're going to draw a card. Hey, and it's the Alaskas. Okay, so rogue. So what am I doing? So we're going to go, and I guess it's the extra 2 points we needed. And well, do you know what? When I was in the village, let's discard a wound. And when I go to the dungeon, this guy can help me to discard a wound as well. So at least I'm back up to full cards. Next round, let's go to the Doomsayer. So we're going to defeat the Doomsayer, which is 8 in total. I'm dealing 9. I'm going to gain a wound from this opponent, so I'll sit there. We're going to gain 5 experience plus the 1 for the healer's order. So we'll go ahead and grab that. 1 and 1. And we also gain a lantern as a room benefit. So I'll go into my crate. And as spoils, I may buy an item, spell, or an ally. I've got enough gold. I have got enough gold to buy another cat, actually. So, do you know what? I'm going to buy another cat. And it costs me 1 less, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, so that's done everything I needed to do to cover that off. So that is now dead. Face up under. And Doomsayer returns to that same room. Okay, that's fine. So once again then, what we're going to do now is spend an experience having completed this. When you gain this, gain a legendary item, the Dragon Blood. So let's have a look. Got this here. Not that one. It is that one. Legendary hero, in fact. So that's lycanthrope hero. Place one other hero on top of your deck. If you cannot, take 2 damage. Gains plus damage equal to the hero's skill. Give him the weapons and keywords. So yes, very tasty. 7 skill, 5 damage, physical damage. And we get to upgrade heroes. So we did go to the heroes quarters, so we can upgrade. Let's get rid of the pleb. 2 experience. So 3 in exchange. And we'll take another of that. Okay, and that's it. We're done. That was that round. And we are on the final round of this side of the board, and then Count Leandermontus becomes available to attack. What have we got? Ooh, 2 monsters. Not good at all. Let's draw some cards. Let's see what we get. So we're only drawing 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what we've got left. So let's have a look. See what we got. Level 3. Come on, Wolfreak. We have our Thunderstone. Jobber and Bree Serum. Nice. Excellent. So we really couldn't have got much better than that. Okay. So we've got lots of gold. We'll get to draw an extra card. We go to the dungeon. And we can activate a reroll using Bree Serum. And we don't have to discard her, so that's good. Let's just check out what the green is first. If you have a corruption, add 1, or add 2 if you have a lycanthrope or undead. Now, I do have a lycanthrope, so okay. Those aren't going to help me. What does it say? Once per turn after a die is rolled, you may re-roll the die before it resolves. If you do, discard Bree unless you have Jobber. So I get to keep Bree for the gold, but I can choose to re-roll 1 die. Which die do I want to re-roll is the question. Really doesn't matter much. It made no difference whatsoever. Okay, if you have a lycanthrope, plus 2 monsters. If you also have a a lycanthrope. Ah, no. If you have a corruption, add 1. Or 2, if you also have a lycanthrope. Excellent. Because the right dice, so they do absolutely nothing. Because I do not have a corruption. Excellent. Whew. Wow, okay, I'm glad I reread that properly. Okay, excellent. So, I have carte blanche free to do what I want. So, wherever I go in the village, I can do what I like. I've got to upgrade my heroes. You know, Count Leander Mortis is about to come available to defeat. I need to get in there. I need to attack him. Let's go ahead, get an upgrade going. Let's heal one of our wounds. We can also buy a card. I have lots of gold. 5, 6, 7, 8. I could buy one of these weird and wacky things. I could actually just buy another hero. Do I want to? I can't. I haven't got enough money for a barricade, and I haven't got enough money for a treasure. So, what do I want to do? Do you know what? I'm happy with what I've got. Let's stick with the plan. Okay, so we're not using the gold. We have got 2 light, and I go to the village, you can heal a wound. If the wound is a card, get an additional wound. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, +1 for each corruption you have. I have none. Okay, Jobber gives me an extra upgrade, so that's good. So I will get to upgrade 2 things if I can defeat them. I don't have to defeat anything at all. So that's good. And what damage am I dealing? So let's have a look. So Serum will deal 1. Mirak Ilaskas will deal 2. This massive level 3 dude will deal 5 points of damage. So we're dealing 8 points of damage this round. So that's very tasty. We can definitely take out a bat. And we don't need to take out anything higher than that. There's just no benefit pushing myself. I don't have magical damage. I will get to draw another card, which may provide me magical damage. It may not. Bats just require any damage at all, whether it's physical or magical. So let's go ahead and defeat a bat. And so unless you have a corruption, you may buy a gear token for an additional 1. So that's useful as well. We get to get an extra lantern. So hey, bonus. Okay, so we're going to defeat these bats. It's going to move these out of the way. We're going to roll one of these, and it is a level 4 swarm. So that's fine. So we've easily crushed that. There's no room benefits in terms of experience or wounds. Doesn't cause a wound, so I do not get to enact. Do I want to do that? I've rolled the die now. So I don't get to enact this, and I also don't get to enact this, which is a shame. Could have done that. Could have done with that. Okay. But that's fine. So after battle, unless you have 3 corruption, you gain a corruption. So I'm going to have to do that. And I think, I'm fairly sure I failed this before. So do you know what? I think I'm going to add an extra one. So -1 to everything. How? Static corruption. Monsters deal -1 wound. Destroy corruption by paying 3 gold at the guild's quarters. Here. As a village action. -2 experience at the end of the game. Okay, so that will go to my discard. I failed to defeat this one before, so and it's another house. Okay, great. Fair enough. We can get rid of those easy enough. So that's all round negative. I don't think there's nothing positive. Oh no, monsters deal -1 wound. Okay, so I do one less, and monsters deal 1 less as well. So actually, that's not too bad. Okay, and I gain a loaf of bread. Iron ration goes to my crate, and we're done with this. So again, go face up, bottom of the deck, and replaced by another bat swarm, dealing festering wounds. Now I get to enact this spoil here, which means I get to buy something from the bazaar, which will always be a lantern. And then I also have Jobber, which enables me to upgrade, as well as I went to the guild's quarters, which also enables me to upgrade. You know what? I'm really intrigued to see what does level 4 Khan Wulfric look like? I would upgrade the other one as well, why not? And I didn't even draw an extra card, but that's fine. We didn't need to. I would have had to reshuffle everything. That's just probably not a bad plan, because these wouldn't have shuffled back into here. The whole notion of big deck versus small deck, it's an interesting one. The bigger your deck, if you have got bad stuff in there, you're less likely to get that bad stuff coming around faster. The slimmer your deck, the more likely, the quicker you're going to be pulling that stuff. So that's not great. Oh, and it was my great big baddie. I should have really used that and gone down. Ah, that was a bad move on my part. That was a bad move. That was a bad move. If you cannot, take 2 wounds. That was a very bad move. Oh, man. I really crippled myself there. Never mind. I did what I needed to do in terms of the damage for that level 1, but that was a waste. An absolute waste. Never mind. Okay. So I just pulled my Larchum Dragon Blood, and I really should have gunned for a level 3er with that amount of damage. Although, having said that, still not magical damage, I may not have been successful. But there you go. Okay, so didn't get to level up any of that stuff. I can, however, still level up my Wulfric to level 4. So let's go ahead and do that. So level 3, add 2 is 5, so it cost me the whole 5. So chuck one of those away, and we're going to go for, got to find him, at the bottom here. Surely it's got to be this dude here with the silver on him. Wow, okay, so 5 and 3 still. Okay, +1. -1 for each corruption you have. Heal a wound, draw a card. Nice. If the wound is a card, you may heal to an additional. Alright, so you get to draw a card, both the village and the dungeon phase. But will I get to see him? That will be the question. We do not know. Likely not, unfortunately. But there he is, he goes to discard. Okay, so all the rest go. I unfortunately did lose one of the bonuses there, but it is what it is. Okay, so I have 1 wound. I'll draw 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We are now flipping this over. And Count Leander Mortis is now available to attack, and we're on 4 dice per turn. Playing solo, I need to deal 2 wounds to him. Roll d6. Okay, so now instead of gaining a card, I actually gain a corruption. There we go, I did see that. Okay, so when I attack him, he'll deal me 2 wounds. I'll gain 10 experience. I need to do it twice. He has 6 physical and magical damage, so I need to be doing physical and magic. He also has a level of resistance, so roll a d6. If it's odd, then I gain physical. He gains physical armor equal to the number of corruptions. If it's even, he gains magical armor resistance to the number of corruptions. At the end of the turn, place all champions back into room 0, and it's going to cost me 4 light, ouch, to get in there. So let's start by rolling to see what he's going to be sending into the village this round, and we're on 4 dice. Okay, let's go over here and see what we've got to play with. me not quite finished building my table and breaking it apart, which is always bonus. Okay, so we've got 2 level 1s there. Got 2 of these. And a hero that can wield 1 of them. Man, we've got level 1 plebs all round. That is not good. Not good at all. Okay, so what are we doing? Well, we've got 3 heroes, so I think it'd be good to level up. We've got plenty of experience, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go to the guild's quarters again. So I've gone here, and I'm going to go to the dungeon, draw an extra card, and it is level 2 Mirak. Okay, so potentially another light. And it's got 4, so +2 for wielding blunt weapons. Not. What is that? Well, that's fine. He can do that. Okay, so he's not a rogue, so I will take a hit at the end. But he is a rogue, so I don't take the extra hit points. That one, so what have I got? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage that I'm attacking with. Very tasty. So what have we got over here? 12 points of damage, and I have managed to muster 4 light. Now that will get me down to here. What to do? What to do? Go on, let's take on this bear. I don't have enough light to get down to Leander. I need that. Yeah, I mean the only other thing I could do is buy a gear token, take on a bat, but I've got too much stuff here that needs to be done. So we dealt with that. The other thing we need to do is we need to do with at least 2 monsters. We know that. So red over here says we're going to have to reduce the strength of 1 hero to 0. Sorry, the skill of 1 hero to 0 if you do not add 2 bad markers to your village. If you have 3 or more light, add 1 instead. Okay, but what? That's fine. I'm happy to. I've got 2 guys that don't require any skill, so I can ignore that. So that's helpful. This one says I may discard 1 corruption. If I do not, I've got to add another 2 monsters. Oh, man, I haven't got any corruption to discard. That is bad. That really is bad. No, there's nothing I can do. Okay, so that is another 2 monsters. So we are going to be drawing a token out of the bag this round. But do you know what? That's the first token this game. So I'm happy with that. that's pretty outstanding, to be honest. So we're in the dungeon. We need to go hunting. We're going to go and hunt a werebear. Now then, maybe. If you have a corruption, you may not move through this room unless you have 5 light. I don't have to worry about her ability because I do not have a corruption, so that's 1 light, and 3 light is 4 light, which is what I have, so that's good. So 4 light gets me down to the werebear, and I will take on the werebear. So let's move it on. Okay. Bleep. So over here, so the werebear has 10 damage in total, 10 health, and we're going to be doing 4, 7, 9, 10, 12 points of damage. This one isn't rogue, so I will have the equivalent of 1 less hit point at the end. In fact, this one is a rogue but doesn't have so I need to get 2 equivalent of 2 less hit points at the end. So I'm just going to move this marker down to remind me of that fact. That's annoying. Okay, before battle, unless you have corruption, the highest hero. Oh, the highest hero. Has -2 attack. No, that's fine. That's fine. So you still have plenty attack, so that's not a problem. Okay. So we're going to gain 2 wounds. Oh, it's not great. Let's put that on here. I'm drawing 4 cards. Going to gain 6 experience, however. It's quite handy. And that'll be 7 because of the priesthood, the healer's order, and a treasure card. Okay, so we get a treasure card. That, oh, a silver blade, +2 magic against lycanthropy and undead. Nice. 2 damage. Needs 5 skill to wield. Wow. Okay. Got there, and I get another damage for the another treasure for the wound. Oh, and another experience as well. Oh, and heal a wound. That's handy. Get rid of that. So another 3 experience. Go in there. Nice. Okay, that goes back. Right. That was that. Okay, so let's go face up in that deck. And we'll draw the next one. Oh, werefish. The friendly werefish. Seen that one before. Okay. Now I did get to level up because I went over here. So I do get to level something up. And I can also, now because I've defeated a level 3 monster, with a corruption. I don't have a corruption. Okay. Grrr, man, was that a mistake? Who knows? Anyway, so once per turn, remove a monster if I roll a champion. So let's put that there. It costs me 5. So I'm just going to put that there. That's 5. Okay. My brain hurts. I can't work it out. That'll do. So that's 5. Okay. So once per turn, if I roll the trophy, then I may also remove 1 monster. Now, I didn't manage to defeat 4 monsters worth because I got a level 3. Therefore, I need to delve into the bag. The first piece of damage comes through and hits the town, and it's going to the Arcane Wonders. So it goes over here. That's a space gone on the Arcane Wonders. Okay, and I'm drawing 4 cards. I haven't got any other after battle. I may discard corruption, which I don't have. So black cats, dance to the devil, and not much use. I will get to draw a card. Okay. +2 if the guardian is revealed. Mustn't forget that. Okay, I can ignore the effects and give a hero rogue and draw cards. Okay, so we're moving on. So we're now on round 10, and we've got to roll 4 dice. Oh man, that was you couldn't have got much worse than that. Ouch. Wow. Okay. So what have I got? 5. So he counts as a level 7. If I could get in here, I could defeat that value's worth of baddies, but that's unlikely. What can I do? What do I need to do? I need to do at least 7 light. I need 7 light. I've got 3 on the table. That will enable me to draw an extra card. Let's go here. These move back up, and I'm going to heal a wound. Okay, I mean, I can choose which order I want to do these in. Do I want to pull the card first to my hand, or do I want to pull the card to get rid of? Oh, decisions. Love about these games. Okay, so let's go to the dungeon. I'm going to pull card. I'm going to pull 1 to get to my hand. It's a weapon that I can't arm anyone with. Not much good. Now with the Dance with the Devil, pulling 3 cards. 1, useless. 2, useless. 3, a hero, which serves me no benefit at all. 1 hero, I get +1 damage. Okay, there's no spells. So I'm dealing 1, 2, 3, 4. That's useless. 3, 4 points of damage. I could take on a rat. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. So I'm going to have to draw 8 tokens out of the bag. I can't do anything. I might be able to take on a bat. A cat and a bat. What do you think? Go for a 4? I'm definitely going to gain a festering wound if I do that. If even, +1 festering wound. If odd, +1 experience. I don't think there's any point. I don't think it's worth it. I think at that point we'll just call it quits and chuck the lot, which wasn't great. And we're taking 5 tokens out of the bag. Wow, okay. If I lose a location, what I play generally is hard. I didn't mention it earlier. So there's 5 locations straight out of the bag. Okay. What have we got? Bazaar. Wow. You lost the bazaar straight up. Straight up there. Wow. Okay. So that's 4 locations going on the bazaar. 1 more, and it's game over. I've got another one. I've got 1 first location space taken on the guild's quarters, and 1 first location taken on the marketplace. Okay, wow, okay. That wasn't great. I probably should have used the marketplace to draw a card. Wonders of hindsight, eh? I forgot to do this. Deal 1 damage directly to each village location with 2 or fewer. Well, at that point, I don't think I had any. Hey family, thank you very much for watching, and appreciate that seemed a bit of an abrupt ending there. It was the point where I realised, of course, that when I flipped over Count Leander Mortis' lair and made Count Leander Mortis available to try and fight and defeat, what I of course missed was this section here that said I needed to place these tokens, sealing up locations across the entire village. And of course my failure to do so meant that at the point I needed to implement and go into the bag and pull out the 3 barricade tokens that almost wiped out the bazaar, of course, because it would have had that extra token on it, it absolutely would have wiped out the bazaar. So rather than trying to roll it back and amend that mistake, I called it quits. So I didn't get on this occasion to even fight Count Leander Mortis, let alone defeat him. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's hard mode. In the Barricades book, there are ways to simplify the game. You can start on easy mode, where you actually start with some of your adventures already upgraded. So that's an option. And every single location in the village has to be wiped out. You can start on normal mode, where you start with your normal deck, but every location has to be wiped out in the village to lose the game. Hard mode is, as you've seen, 1 location gets wiped out, and I think there is even a more extreme mode thereafter, but I'll leave you to discover that one by yourselves. As always, thoroughly enjoyed the game. On that occasion, tried to play it quite differently in terms of trying to avoid the corruption cards. I'd be interested to see. I think that gameplay would go very differently, treating that corruption differently and maybe leaning into it more. So I think maybe on the next playthrough, I think that's what I'll do. Obviously there'll be different baddies, there'll be different village items, spells, weapons and characters, but it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and if you liked it, click like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.